Hey guys, there's Rebellion here, and welcome back to From the Depths. Now today I'm doing something a little different. We're putting the Millennium, which I have actually upgraded. It's got a couple of shields, and it's got some 40mm bofers on the top. It's not actually meant to look like that. A couple of other ones. I'll go through these in a later video and explain exactly what I've done. But I have upgraded the arsenal on the Millennium so that it is a lot better. And against the Millennium is sort of a newcomer. It is the... Where are they? So I can still see the Millennium. Where have they gone? Where have they gone? Oh. Seems that these are all the way up in the sky. Oh, here they are. The Vengeance, who, well, you might recognise them a little bit. These are the old prototype missile planes. They have been graciously updated by someone called decidedlyninja on the Steam Workshop, so you can install these. But seriously, these are absolutely beautiful. They don't fly as drunk. They fly a lot better, and the missiles come out a lot better. And I actually have kind of a better seat, so I would sit here. So thank you so much to decidedlyninja. Honestly, it makes me so happy that someone's gone out of their way to do this. And hopefully this video will do them justice, because I've tested them out against the old prototype missile plane and they are so much better. Right, anyway, let's go on with the battle. So I'm testing out the, well, not really new, but, oh, there come all the missile spam. But it's kind of like a tournament mode that you can set yourself in. And honestly, I just really love the look of it. So, here's the Millennium. Ooh. Jeez, I forgot how potent these missiles were. Whereabouts am I? Why am I all... Oh, I'm sinking. That's probably not helping. Right. So, the Millennium has taken a hit. Oh, God. Wish I could see how much health the Millennium's on. Ooh, it's not going to last much longer if it carries on like that. So it's on 95%. And the Vengeances, I'm going to keep that name because I just absolutely adore it. So here come the Vengeances. They are taking some, well, this one's taking 0.4% flak. I think I actually turned repair off. Oh, they're both coming under some flak. Okay, so this... I honestly can't see this ending very well for the Millennium. Yeah, these are completely out of my control. This one is with the Onyx Watch, which explains the colours, and then the planes are with the Scarlet Dawn. Oh, he's got a bit too close there. I've seen one of his tails. Well, one of his tail planes. He lost 10% in that. This one, still on full health, which is very surprising. It looks like they are focusing this one. But the Millennium... Oh, they are repairing, actually. And these quad-barrel 40mm bofers, oof. Yep, that's severed another turret. But these quad 40mm bofers and the dual-barrel bofers, which you can see right there. Well, I would say that they've got their work cut out for them, but it looks like one of the Vengeances might actually go down. It's not going to be this one. Oh, now the Millennium's missile defense systems have come in. And that rear turret looks like it's about to come back online. Okay, where's the bottom of the ocean? There it is. Why are you bouncing up? Okay. So, the Millennium... Oh, the other Vengeance has started taking some damage. Oh, but the missile defense on top's gone. Millennium's also lost one of the secondaries on the port side. Oh, so it's lost a lot more than just one, but... Oh, this turret might not be working, but the Bofors is. Oh. I think the Vengeances might actually lose this, but after that I've got another brand... Well, I say brand new. It's the Pripyat, but it has had a beautiful facelift, which I did myself. And it took about 4 hours, maybe? Now, it's honestly a complete redesign. Because, well, I just didn't like the look. The Millennium's also going to get a facelift. It's probably going to get made larger, have another turret in it. But I will put the Millennium up on the Steam Workshop, so if someone could even be Decidedly Ninja again, they can update the Millennium. And if you do, and let me put it in a video, then I'll be more than thankful, because honestly, I'm still not that great at this game. Oh, it looks like one of the Vengeances has gone down. Oh. Narrow dodge. Say that, but it's not carrying on. What we lost. See engine power. I can't honestly see where. Ah. There's no RTGs. Yeah, so I think the Vengeances are going to lose this, but the Millennium does have a lot of... It does have a lot of repair bots inside it, but not as much as one of my older craft, which I'm also going to do a battle against. Well, it's my first battleship, and I must say it is still quite the fearsome opponent, even though it, well, it costs 500,000 material. So, yeah, there we go, here's all the repair bots. Still firing. Oof. This one, I think it's down and out. Yeah, the Millennium's repairing. Soon it's going to have all its weapons back. This one is still flying though, so they can take a fair amount of beating. I mean, it's pretty much almost not got a tail anymore. So got some of its wings, and it can still shoot. So hopefully, if the Vengeances get off enough... Yeah, okay, so it's only got 2 secondaries left on the starboard side. On the port side, it's got no secondaries. So the Millennium has taken an absolute beating. Also, if anyone knows of a way how to disable repair bots, because the Millennium would have just been absolutely dead. It wouldn't have done very well. I wish I'd made this rear of the Millennium look better, but there's also anchors and chains, which is how these have been added together. Sorry about that. Dogs can be very, very noisy and clumsy. Right, so this one's still doing the bunny hop right back here. And it doesn't seem to have any repair bots. Let's actually have a look. Yeah, I don't think it has any repair bots. which might be something that I'm going to have to add. Or maybe not. Because if they had something like a Millennium to repair... Ooh. And the Millennium is pretty much out of weapons. It's still floating though. And it is still... yeah, it's getting repaired. And now the Millennium has got 3 anti-aircraft weapons up, 4 anti-aircraft weapons up. And, oh, that secondary's still there. 2, 3, yeah. But it looks like the missile laser system's actually going to be coming up in a second, which is not what I wanted to see. Okay, this could, well, I thought this was actually going to end a lot quicker. There's only 1 Vengeance left. And the Millennium's turrets are still getting absolutely annihilated. Oh, and these are shooting after the Vengeance that is still flying, which means they might not be flying for much longer. I might actually start doing this as like a subscriber tournament, so you guys send in your submissions and I'll put them in a tournament against each other. I mean, that sounds quite fun. Oof. Jeez, and maybe even against my own stuff. So... the Millennium's still getting hammered, but its repairs, I think, due to its repair bots, unless it gets something down here which can take them out. The turrets are fine, but what we need to do is take out its source of power, which would mean taking out all these RTGs. I did put a lot in there, didn't I? So, this seems to be going quite interestingly, actually. But it seems like the Millennium... I'm just going to call it here. So, the Millennium won that round. Let's go back to teams. Team 1 is 2 Vengeances. Let's add in the Pripyat. I did actually also make a difference to the prototype missile plane, but it's quite insignificant, so... well, quite insignificant, quite mild. Team 2, Onyx Watch. How is this mine? This isn't mine. Let's have the... let's have the Steel Striders. So now it's the 2 Vengeances and the Pripyat versus the Millennium. So, oh, and let's get this started. So the Pripyats, you probably won't recognise it. Yes, it does have a form of swarm missiles, but no, you won't. They're not the conventional. These are medium missiles, and yes, this is the upgraded Pripyat. Oh, come on. There we go. So we're on the floor now, so we won't keep falling through. So the Millennium... oh, I think the torpedoes have just hit it. Hang on, I can tell, because they always leave a big hole. No, I don't think the torpedoes have hit it yet. Never mind. Torpedo. Oof. And yes, these are laser guided. So the torpedoes. Oh, it's got to night time as well. So this has now become a night battle. The Millennium getting absolutely slaughtered. Once again, it needs more anti-aircraft. Where are these going? I think these are going for the ammo. Yeah, if you cannot tell, I absolutely love using EMP. These are EMP fragmentation missiles. So when they hit hard. And they fragment as well, so... The torpedo... Did I forget to save the upgrade? Yeah, this is the size of the torpedoes. Yeah, I think I forgot to save the upgrade to the Pripyat, so I'm going to have to upgrade that again. Nothing has actually taken any damage, really. Okay, these Vengeances do look beautiful in this colour, though. Yeah, I think the Millennium's now met its match. If only the torpedoes would work, then the Millennium would be going down faster. So the Pripyat, none of the Vengeances have taken any damage. The Millennium is down to 80%. It'd be great if I could see them, but... Oh, that's the wrong one. Nope. Oh, I didn't want to... okay, I'll take a screenshot. There we go. So... Oh, it's gone slow motion. Oh, that's another screenshot. Slow motion. I'm still getting used to these controls. Wow, this does look beautiful. So, here's the Millennium in all its former glory. After the... Well, I think whilst this video... Well, when this video is put up, there will be a link in the description to the Millennium. And definitely... Well, I might actually put the Pripyat up as well, but... Actually, no. I'm going to keep the Pripyat as it is. I'll keep the submarine as my own. It took far too long to do. Although, if you guys want to update it, then literally just leave it down in the comments, and then I will put it in the Steam Workshop. But wow. See, I'm kind of thinking, well, I can't really use the Millennium as it is at this stage because it costs 100. Well, it costs a lot of resources. I think everything's running low on ammo. And the Millennium is still repairing. Actually, it's out of materials now, so it's got no main turrets. And it can't repair. Ooh. Which generally means that potentially, well, potentially the Millennium is going to lose if the two Vengeances and the Pripyat carry on the way that they're doing. Because now the Millennium's lost its repairs. But if they can't keep making making ammo, then I don't even know what to do, because if there's no ammo, they can't shoot. But the Millennium is actually getting quite low below the waterline. I mean, the bridge is taking a battering, but look at the starboard side, it's just peppered. The port side isn't that bad, but the starboard side has got openings into pretty much everywhere that can have openings. And the Millennium is now completely submerged, but because its health, I changed it to below 60%. It's not going down yet. Okay, so it seems like the Millennium has definitely lost this. But I don't... that's one of the torpedoes. Yeah, the missiles can still reach it. Oh no, these are the missiles. So, because the Millennium's sinking, has no weapons to defend itself, and is slowly taking a course to the bottom, I think I'm going to have to call it. So, the Millennium lost again. Well, so the Millennium lost. Let's make this a bit more interesting. So, Team 1, I am going to add the Millennium to it. These are going to be my team. Team 2 is not going to use the Millennium. It's going to use the HMS Onyx, which is absolutely huge, and can probably take on these for a nice long while. So, let's get this started. Yeah, it's going to lag for a little bit whilst the... Oh, there we go. Where am I? Okay, so this battle... So here we have the Pripyat. Yeah, the torpedoes currently don't work. I did have another laser emitter down here to actually laser targets. Millennium looks really beautiful like this, with all its arrays. Now, the Millennium's tiny. This is the first ship that I ever built. Everything is stolen off it except for the actual hull, which I designed myself. Engines are prefabs. In here is one of the turrets. These are from the King George V. The secondaries are from the Bismarck. And the anti-aircraft guns on top, I can't even remember. The tower is up here. It is actually really quick. It has, well, where you see this armor belt here, this is how thick the armor is around it. This is one of the secondary turrets. I don't know if these actually work yet. Now, the stupid thing that I've done is put a bunch of ammo right next to the turret here, right next to the turret here, and I think there's a massive amount of ammo somewhere. And there's also a steam engine. So, let's have enough of the chat and let's get this started. Yeah, the Millennium's gonna... Yeah, the Millennium's already taken damage. The HMS Onyx, or Onyx, or however you want to pronounce it, it can take an absolute beating. It does sit really low in the water, but it has an absolutely buttload of propellers that keep it moving. Right, let's see. Stay there. Yeah. Oh, it all depends on the material storage. The Onyx has a lot of material storage. Oh dear. It might have a lot of armour on the sides for torpedo protection, but with missile protection, it has got none. The Millennium's coming in. Yeah. Everything that isn't this really, really strong armour belt has got one layer of armour. Maybe 2 or 3, if it's lucky. Oof. These missiles are just tearing apart. There's the torpedoes. Because they aren't really aimed, they're going to miss every time. But as you can see, this armour belt is very, very thick indeed. Okay, so the Vengeances, the Pripyat, I'll just call it Team 1 and Team 2. Both teams are now completely out of materials, so any damage that actually lands on them will stick. these secondaries aren't very accurate. They can't really hit anything. Especially, oh, the Vengeance looks absolutely beautiful in blue and white. Might actually have to change the colours of it. So, the Millennium's taken 0.1% of damage. The HMS Onyx has taken 2.1. Guns are back. Some of the guns are back up though, so the Millennium's going to take some damage. But all of... oh, I think the Millennium's... yeah, the Millennium's front... well, Millennium's A turret has been absolutely annihilated. B turret and Z turret is still up. Oh, did that hit the Millennium? I think pretty much most of it's been superficial. It has lost a dual-mounted 40mm Bofors. Oh, but the secondaries are getting involved. And they're all concentrating at the bow. Yeah, the bow has hardly any armour. They've managed to break through into this compartment. Yeah, so that's why it's nosing down. All these propellers aren't really doing much in terms of speed. Ah, that's probably because it's lost a large amount of them. The deck, this was back before you had the reinforced wood. So the deck is literally just made out of wood with metal underneath. This ship kind of drifts as it turns, which is an interesting thing. Oh, the Millennium has taken... I can't even call it a beating because they've done nothing. So it's lost one secondary turret, one primary. Okay. Three anti-aircraft guns. Oh, one of the Vengeances has taken a bit of damage. But it seems like the HMS Onyx is taking a lot more. It does have a little bit of a walkable bridge. I don't know why it's this long, and I don't know why I did it like this, but this was years ago. This was back when the advanced cannons could fire crazy amounts, had a really short cooldown, and they were really overpowered. I think it was also just when steam engines had been put in, but don't quote me on that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebuild the HMS Onyx and rebrand it. So that means making these turrets, making all these secondary turrets, the anti-aircraft guns. Essentially, I'm going to change a lot of it. Probably make it a bit slimmer, not as long. Actually, I kind of like the length, but... yeah. Essentially, right now, it's an XP Pinata because there's 4 things attacking it. But back when I had just started doing the campaign, I'd just used prefabs, stuff that I'd captured, and then the first time that I started building stuff for the campaign was the first episode of my From the Depths series. So really, I hadn't really focused on the campaign or shipbuilding at all, really. But, well, actually I tell a lie, the HMS Onyx isn't actually the first ship that I built. The first ship that I built was the HMS Onyx prototype, which is a lot smaller, has no AI, and was planned for me to be the pilot of it. Oh, that might do. So, this layer's a bit thinner. Oh yeah. The very, very bottom, I pretty much had to add it on. Oh god, that's a lot of propellers. That's what's trying to keep it moving. Well, this entire little bottom bit, well, I think it's been unnecessarily added, so I might actually strip that off. So the Onyx, oh, I don't even know. But so the Onyx has almost lost 5%. That's it. It costs about, I think it's about 506,000 materials to build. The Millennium, for contrast, costs around 176. But as you can probably tell, they both have very similar bows, because I took the inspiration off of the Bismarck, because I just loved the way that it looked. And this is the difference between years and also some experience, because the turrets were designed by me. The old secondaries and old anti-aircraft guns were also designed by me, but now I've gone... Well, I've decided to start using the in-game ones because I think they just look so much cooler. Both is on top of the Millennium, still working. The front turret is still down for the count. Is anything actually getting... Oh, okay, so... the Onyx is getting shredded. It's not going down quite as fast as I would like it. Oh, the steam engine's been hit, and the steam engine's not working anymore. As you can see, it's letting all of its steam out. Yeah, this was before they actually added the propellers in, so... Oh, the engines are taking a knock. If this was any other game, then this ship would be sunk. Also, I am thinking about picking up, I think it's Ultimate Admiral's Dreadnought. It's a kind of like, I think it's Rule the Waves type thing, but it looks a lot better. It is in early alpha, but if any of you have got it, played it, then let me know what you think, because I think it looks quite good. Okay, so, oh god, the Onyx is clinging on. The Vengeance is, well, both of them are still flying. Missiles are still raining in. I can only see one functional gun. I'll call it functional. So there's only one functional secondary, maybe two, but don't quote me on that. Also, the Millennium, it's just getting on with it. Everything's still firing, trying to take them down. It's lost a secondary. The other two, yeah. The secondaries aren't actually placed very well, so that's going to need to be updated. I kind of did it in my spare time. Oh, that's a big hole. How have they managed to break through the very, very thick armor belt? Because behind this armor belt, there is some ammunition. Somewhere. Oh yeah, it's with the turret. It's with the main turret. So if they can actually get a shell kind of inside one of these, I think it's the raised up ones. If they can get a shell in here, which is behind some heavy armor, lots and lots of armor. Yeah, there we go. So the B and I think it's X. Oh no. Yeah, it's the B and X turrets, or B and C turrets, are very, very tough to damage unless you can manage to get a missile right down in here. The Millennium's closing in. Oh, fired at Millennium, did nothing. Both teams have been out of materials for the past 5 minutes. I think as soon as the Onyx stops firing or stops moving, then I'm going to call it. Currently, it's only got one gun in operation. I don't know. I don't think. No, that one's not. This one is the only turret that can continue firing. She just keeps sinking down into the waves. She's going back from into the depths. Oh God. She's just getting hammered. I mean, I was thinking of armor protection, but all this. Oh. Millennium is still keeping up its barrage. It's lost its secondaries on the port side. I think the starboard side ones... Yeah, starboard ones will still be working. Yeah. Okay, so... the B turret has been damaged now. I think it can still... Okay, so it's actually shooting with its small gun. Has the Onyx stopped firing? And that's an excellent question. I haven't seen it shoot for a little bit. But we're going to continue on until it stops firing, or essentially dies. We've got it down to 92.2%. And now it's becoming a night battle. And I don't think the Onyx will make it through to the day. Because it's just... It's continuing to take even more damage. To be honest, I don't even know how it's still afloat. Right, I'm going to call it, because, to be honest, I think, well, the Onyx isn't firing, and also it's just taking more and more of a battery. It's just lost another turret, and it can't come back from this, because if it can't repair, then it can't do anything. And sadly, I think this is going to have to call it. So, the HMS Onyx has been destroyed. But anyway, guys, that's going to have to be it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you really want to, you can subscribe. Also, if you want to help support this channel, then there will be a link down to my Patreon in the description. I live stream on Wednesdays at 6 PM. Greenwich Mean Time, so English time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.